What's up, you guys? Happy holidays. Sean Rossap, welcome to Fightful. It is December 17th, 2023. This is your annual Fightful holiday stream. As we've mentioned in the past, and we will mention dozens of times on this stream, that has no definitive end, no plans whatsoever. All super chats, humper chats, donations on this show will go directly to our staff, not me. But they will be dispersed amongst our staff, many of which will be joining throughout this show today with no plan whatsoever. We've got Joel Pearl here. Speaking of having no plan whatsoever, this guy literally had a child with no idea what he was getting into.
Still nothing. Still no idea.
Still,
I'm watching him fall asleep right now, and I'm like, I got no idea if I did this right or not. That's just the way it is.
Speaking of no plans, we can break the news that Jeff Hawkins' flight has officially been canceled. He is stuck in Kentucky. He told me, I was looking at places in northern Kentucky. Well, hope you like it, buddy, because you're going to be there a while. Just come on down to Lexington, Jeff. But right now, we've got Mike from Indeed here.
Hi.
You can catch him weekly with Righteous Reg. He is the catalyst for the footage of me punching my own rig and knocking it off of my desk.
Well, you're kind of the catalyst for that footage,
No, I would say it's your fault. I would say it's certainly your fault. When we weren't breaking all the news in the world, we would do like Fightful's Funniest of 2023. That's probably up there. That was probably up there. And I was just trying to cut a promo. That's all. I wasn't trying to get cute or anything like that. But for those of you who don't know, I've got 3 monitors and they're all on risers. And usually I'm down here. It's a little easier on my neck. When I'm on the streams, I'm up here. So I'm sitting there boxing. I'm boxing. You know what? It's a little bit of a different range when you're standing up. And yeah, I knocked it over. So what?
I'm pretty sure it was actually a shadow box like headbutt that took the rig out. There was like some full face coming right at the camera before everything went tumbling.
Look, rich boy, all you got to do is invest in, instead of risers, get one of those clamps and put your monitors on some gas spring.
Some clamps. What kind of kinky bullshit are you into?
The ones that don't.
But
damn it! It's been 2 years and it's got me again.
Got you again. We are joined by a person who, Jeff Hawkins. I don't even know if he knows Rick, but might have to seek refuge. Jeff is stuck in northern Kentucky right now, and as Rick can attest to, we're about to get a winter weather advisory over the next day or so.
Can't wait to get up at 5:30 tomorrow morning and go into work. That's going to be great.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. But I'll tell you what was wonderful, Rick. That game yesterday.
Yeah, well, the fourth quarter was.
Yes.
The first
I thought Jake Browning literally threw our season into the hands of the Minnesota Vikings yesterday, and then the couple next to me drove 1,000 miles from Louisiana to watch, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and at the time they bought the tickets, Joe Burrow.
Right.
They were pretty happy with the outcome, but there was something that the girl said that popped me. And when one of our players got penalized, she goes, "You should educate him, not penalize him." And I was like, you know what? I'm stealing that. I appreciate that very much. Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a good weekend. The Bengals won. Yesterday was my son's 3rd birthday. We had a good party for him. And
happy birthday.
I know, right? He's 3 already. Can't believe it. I'm getting
wild.
Bengals get no help today. Texans, Bills, Browns all win.
Oh my God. Okay, can we take a second to talk about the ending of that Browns game? Darnell Mooney had the game winner right here.
Yeah.
And then he ends up kicking it into the hands of the Cleveland defender. How does that even happen?
Speaking of Cleveland, if there is one man that exemplifies everything that Cleveland stands for in so many ways,
The Miz?
a river that catches on fire Jeremy Lambert, the host of In the Weeds with Joel Pearl, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can also catch him every other morning, not writing articles, but appearing on screen. Jeremy Lambert, how you doing, friend? Oh,
Hello, everyone.
No.
It's the bit. I forgot.
Every time.
It's still that thing. It's still that thing. Guys, we're gonna get to some super chats.
See, the worst part about this bit is that
You
it's gonna be
insensitive,
so delayed.
you insensitive little shit. This is a holiday stream. A holiday stream. How dare you disrespect Joel Pearl?
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Joel, do you think that MJF is being inducted into the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame because he explained to me the difference between a bar mitzvah and a bat mitzvah?
I'm sorry, he did what? And you needed that?
Yeah, I don't listen.
It's a joke.
I've only watched the Rugrats Hanukkah special so many times.
Yeah, but I mean, Adam Sandler just released a movie that was all about you're not invited to my bat mitzvah.
Filmed to watch Adam Sandler movies in 2023.
It's a coin flip as to whether or not I'm going to watch an Adam Sandler movie or not, buddy.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's true. I didn't see it. It was filmed here in Toronto.
Now, if we're talking about something that was made in 95, 97, 98, well, yeah, sure. Then we're talking about, home runs. But
we've got some super chats and humper chats. Greg Cherry says, Merry Christmas, y'all. Love-yins at Fightful. Greg Cherry, a part of that Fightful extended family. We appreciate you, buddy. Bridget Hewlett. Bridget is always so generous to us all the time when she sends super chats. Says, y'all always make me smile. You've helped me get over my anxiety attacks. Thank you. Bridget, I appreciate that. And these fellas give me anxiety attacks. So we just handed them right over to us. Is what happened here. Bridget, you are always so incredible to us. Thank you. You make us smile. You're always super nice to us whenever you send super chats and humper chats. Matthew Hook says, thanks, Fightful, for everything you do. Special company and crew. That's why I advertise with you. Who is everyone's favorite active wrestler or promotion? We're going to go around the horn. Jeremy will be last, so he has time to type it into his gimmick. Mike, let's start with you. You cover independent wrestling, so if the answer is not Sean Ross Sapp, we're going to be having a conversation afterwards.
Honorary mention, yeah, sure, Sean Ross Sapp, absolutely. Promotion, I will go independently. I'll give it. I'm gonna go to West Coast Pro for it.
It's a good one.
Just have a ton of fun watching all their shows. They put on an amazing show. They bring in incredible talent from all over the world, but then they've really done a lot to build up the local talent they have in San Francisco and the Bay Area and showcase them. And now a bunch of them are getting out of there. So go West Coast Pro.
Joel.
I cover Impact for the site, soon to be TNA once again. So I will give you my TNA as the promotion that I enjoy the most. And in terms of wrestlers, you know what? Let's go Josh Alexander or Giselle Shaw. Those are my two for this year. They were
so good.
Giselle's fantastic.
You know, when you do interviews and you get people to spill the tea, it should be TNA.
I'll tell you off air about conversations I've been having about that.
Okay. Rick Achino, how you doing? Who are your favorites? I'm going to say Becky's up there.
Total homer pick on that one. Becky Lynch has been for a very long time. Cincinnati guy, John Moxley. I mean, honestly, I have a lot of them. Honestly, one person that I love to watch though, that just always grabs my attention that I can't wait until she's healthy is Dakota Kai. I think she's very, very good. And she just finds a way to steal a scene, even if she is like not even a major part of it at all. All she has to do is just the facial reactions. Everything's great. I know I do the AEW Collision show when I'm available to here on Fightful, but I'm more of a WWE guy, but I like it all. Whatever I can get a chance to watch is what I like.
Dakota Kai said that hopefully she'll be cleared in January. That was months ago, though. John Moxley, a guy that I happen to see on flights an awful lot because we're usually flying out of the same general area. Actually, the day after All In, I witnessed a nice in-passing encounter between he and CM Punk in the airport amidst all the delays. Go figure. I'm going to say, my favorite to watch. Probably Rhea Ripley at this point. Like and Damian Priest, because I think they're the glue. Favorite promotion to watch. I honestly enjoy covering WWE at this point. Like I really, really enjoy covering it. Although that trios match on Friday restored the feeling. Jeremy, your choices here.
Come on, if you don't know what the
Imagine
rest
thinking Bryan Danielson ain't the fucking GOAT. And Shazza McKenzie. And Snoop Dogg.
I thought about doing the Snoop Dogg people's elbow during the match, but I knew that, well, let's be real. It's okay if you hate me, but I have a disproportionate number of dumb people that hate me, like really, really dumb people. And they would have been like, ha, look how he hits the ropes. And I can't remember who it was that said, well, you should have shouted, this is for Snoop Dogg. I could have literally done that, Joel. And they would have been like, what? Snoop Dogg doesn't wrestle? Okay. Simon says, much love. Sincerely wish you and your guys' family a happy holiday. Well, thank you, Simon. We appreciate you. Marquis says, you see Triple H bring back the black ring mat. Any old pay-per-views you'd like to return? Glad to hear they're bringing back New Year's Revolution. I want Taboo Tuesday, Cyber Sunday back is what I want. Test it out at some live events. Look at that. Everybody nodding along. Jeremy, what are you going to say? Tuesday in Texas or some bullshit?
Bring back custom sets, you cowards.
Custom sets? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to order here, buddy? You can't get that behind our paywall. That's a completely different paywall. You have to go to Shazza for that one.
right.
Not this guy. I don't think the black ring mats will come back, but I think what we'll see on the ring mats are ads. I think we're going to see logos on the ring mats.
Tell you what, you know what? You'll see a black ring mat this Tuesday on NXT.
Maybe. Yeah. But I mean, that's not Triple H.
No, it's not, but it's his best pal, so that counts.
Fair. Most improved wrestler of the year. Mike, you cover an awful lot of independent wrestling. Is there anybody on that circuit that you look at and say, well, they've improved a lot? Obviously, Shazza McKenzie, because she got carried to a 9.5-minute classic a couple of weeks ago.
It's actually funny. I tweeted about this a couple days ago. Not that he even needed improvement anyway, but just the amount of work he's done to elevate himself over the course of 2023 is Jordan Oliver.
Oh my God, that is. I think that's the perfect pick.
One of the hardest work, and the timing might seem a little sus because I did meet him yesterday at a show here too, but it actually kind of just reaffirmed everything I've heard about him from past guests on Indeed and stuff, where he showed up in a car full, he showed up looking like he was a hockey player getting to an arena before a game. He had dress pants on, a sport coat, had a nice chain, a black, a styled shirt under his coat and everything. He was just so nice to everybody.
He's a pro.
Amazing. And again, didn't need the improvement necessarily, but the work he's done is just incredible. It's got to be acknowledged. I want to give him his flowers for it.
Joel, how about you?
I give a lot to Julia Hart. I think this year has been fantastic for her, both coming out as a character and also as a performer. She's had a lot of really great stuff. And also, I'm going to go back to Canada, and we just interviewed her recently. She was on Ring of Honor, and that's Katrina Creed, who's come out of nowhere and had a hell of a year. She's the IWS Women's Champion. She's someone to keep your eye out for. Like I said, she was just on this week's Ring of Honor show. Go check that out. She took on legit Layla Hirsch to a good match.
Before we go over to Rick, I'll slide in mine, and somebody who's been appearing on ROH TV. Lady Frost is a TV wrestler, I think, has just gotten really, really good of late. Rick, how about you?
Julia Hart for sure, but how about Dirty Dom? I think Dom has come a long way very, very quickly. This is a guy who was dealt a really tough hand, and he started wrestling on television. Here's your first match. It's against Seth Rollins, and it was a lot of smoke and mirrors because it was a hardcore match. But he has improved vastly. And I'll go with an out of the box pick. How about Ridge Holland? I think this is a guy who was very, very stiff early on. Obviously, everything that went on with him and Big E, don't really have to dive into all that. But I think he's a guy who's gotten a lot more comfortable and a lot better in the ring over the last year.
Jeremy.
Sean Ross Sapp.
That is good. That's a very, very good one. Haley says, hi, friends. Just popping in to say I love each and every one of you, and I am so thankful to be a part of the Fightful fam with all of you. You used to be, Haley. You used to be.
Oh, I hope he's got those monitors bolted down now.
What now? How about this? Put that in your little comic book.
Haley still rules.
Shut up! Bam. Just kidding, Haley. You're great. J.K. Schwal says Jeremy Lambert is truly the best. Oh, I think he meant to say Dan Lambert is truly the best of all of us.
Well, now the men of the year are back, then yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I think I'd rather listen to Dan Lambert than the phone personally, but
I told Ethan Page that when he got hacked last year on Twitter and said all that horrible stuff, my immediate thought was, guy's been hanging out with Dan Lambert way too much.
Oh my God.
Will Tessa Blanchard work for one of the big two in 24? Nope. Starks just streams WWE. Thoughts? I don't know when his deal is up. It is one of the big mysteries, so to speak, in wrestling. I've asked him outright. He wants to keep that close to the vest, so that's being kept pretty quiet. But I think he would fit in great with WWE. Happy holidays, folks. Who's winning the C2? I think Eddie Kingston's winning the whole thing. I think that he established that he wants to be the guy to win it, and it means a lot to him. And this Triple Crown is important to him. Mike?
Bryan Danielson.
Okay. Joel, go around the horn. It's in that order.
I thought we were adding to it, or maybe.
Oh no, Bryan Danielson. I want to see him win some kind of like title before he retires. I feel
he's
C2 seems like a night. Well with AEW.
Fair.
Switchblade
Jay White. I think that I laid it out on Friday on In the Weeds, and Jeremy got it. Jeremy got what I was putting down. So go check that out. That's all I'm going to say. But I think Switchblade Jay White is going to open up his own forbidden door back to Japan.
Ooh. Rick?
Oh, man. Homer pick. I'll go with Jon Moxley.
Okay.
Imagine thinking Bryan Danielson ain't the fucking GOAT.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just on a rotation.
Amanda says, holiday cheer to my Fightful faves, Joel, Cresta, Jeremy, Phil, Reg, Kate, Alex, and of course you, SRS. Thank you for playing. You know it's all about. But you're welcome, Amanda. Mike the Jeweler stopping by saying Joe Pearl, Jeremy Lambert, Riccicino, great work all year on different channels. Can't forget the Grapsody boys. Even that shill Will Washington. More like Shill Washington.
Glad we went there. I thought that's where we were going to get.
One LT photo says, happy holidays and safe holidays to the Fightful family, especially the SGS, the Sour Grap Society, neither of whom are here today. Kate miraculously falls ill.
Cowards.
Alex has a family.
What?
Look, we got several people. On average, there is more than one child belonging to us per person on this stream. And that's just because of Jeremy. So we're all here. We're making sacrifices.
Hey, shout out to that Bet Online banner that fits perfectly in my window.
Wait, do you mean Bet Online, our great sponsor? Hey guys, I'm here to tell you about betonline.ag, the official betting partner of Fightful. It's not just an online platform. They've been trusted for over 25 years. They boast a focus on the player approach and have built their reputation on offering their clients nothing but the best. From cutting-edge technology to enticing promotions and the latest sports betting odds. Whether it be wrestling, MMA, boxing, or football, baseball, basketball, or racing, anything you can think of. All major sporting events are covered by betonline.ag. Fast payouts, highest credit card acceptance industry-wide, safe and secure online environments, and their live betting feature allows you to bet on your favorites weekly and easily and in real time. betonline.ag. That's where we're going at Fightful. That's where we suggest you go as well. That's where we get all of our odds at. betonline.ag. Only bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. Check them out, guys. BetOnline.ag. I was very happy to make that deal come together. We've got Mike Straw, Fightful family member, saying Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you guys. Keep up the great work, especially my two favorites, Joel and Jeremy.
Yeah, we're great.
Can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for the Fightful team. Hashtag Fightful Gaming. Jeremy, I can't believe I'm going to have you type this out. You got to look at some 2K games this year, thanks to them for being generous for passing some along. I'll ask you in several minutes if you had any thoughts on those, so you actually have time to type them out, and we can give them a little value for what they provided. But Amber says, thank you for all the year, or thank you all for an incredible year for your entertainment and fun. I appreciate all of you. Happy holidays. Well, happy holidays to you, Amber. We appreciate you. And one LT photo had also said you guys provide hours and hours of entertainment to a work from home dad of twins. Sean, thank you for the community you've grown. That's what I always say. I like to keep jerks out. People are like, why do you always talk about the trolls? Why do you always quote tweet the trolls? Because I want assholes to know they ain't welcome here. I don't like them. I don't want $5 from them. I don't want them sending super chats. I don't want them in our chat, on our site, on our Twitters. I don't want them anywhere. They can have them. Wrestling Inc. can have them. Go over there. Go over there. They'll let you say whatever you want on their comment board. Their discus board is crazy. My big selling point to not get people to go there is read the comments there. I like nice people. Because when you get nice people, you get more educated people, you have better conversations, you have people that are more willing to invest their time, their emotion, their money, just general feeling. Miss Kate Fabe says, I'm starting a different stream with Man Swa. I'm interviewing Man Swa in Tampa.
Got him on. We've got Mason and Mansois on Indeed in January 24th.
God damn it. Is that for GCW?
Yeah, and just, general conversation about being on the Indies in general. They
sent him a text.
They showed up at DPW and stuff too. So
yeah, I sent him a text and I said, do you need me to be your muscle at Deadlock so you all don't get beat up? He said, no, we need someone to take bumps and pins. Are you volunteering? And I replied, sorry, I have to wash my hair all those days. So that will not be happening, unfortunately. Tony Baloney says, I watched Alex last night. He needed the break. Well, Jeremy needed the break in order to answer this question. What 2K games did you enjoy this week or this year?
WWE 2K was very fun. I still play GM mode. Looking forward to next year's game. Xavier Woods is a coward. I was playing NBA 2K before this stream. The best sports game. Thunder up.
I am also an NBA 2K player. Jeremy, I like to do a self-fulfilling prophecy on GM mode where I start with the most absolute ass trash team and I take them to multiple titles. However,
the Pistons.
Go ahead. That would be the team usually. And I also like to do just fantasy redrafts. Do you do any of that? I'll give you time to answer, but NBA 2K23 is phenomenal. I thought that WWE 2K23 was a great. Go ahead.
All of it.
Well, we've got somebody who actually speaks. Robert D. Felice, who's done a lot of incredible work for us here at Fightful throughout 2023. Robert, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Good.
Happy holidays.
There you go.
I see. Okay, so we got a Shibata gimmick going on. Joe Pearl's here. How's Joe Pearl doing?
This much I can confirm. Jeremy Lambert's brain has been removed from his head.
Is he
surgically. I wish. Who is? I've
That
never watched
settles that.
RoboCop. That settles that.
Whoa.
Sean, you're getting closer to Vince McMahon every day. What do you mean you've never seen RoboCop?
I've never seen RoboCop. I've never watched RoboCop. I'll tell you what I would like to
I
see.
shouldn't be surprised. Every time you tweet out something, like watching some movie that's 30 years old for the first time, I lose my mind.
I did not watch a lot of movies when I was younger. I didn't watch a lot of TV until like 2010 or so. I haven't seen RoboCop, but I'd love to see Robo Reg. Reg, how you doing?
Yo.
Yeah. Wait, am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Oh, you're
Hey, what's up, y'all? I can't see myself on the screen, so I'm just like, yo, what's up? What's good? What's going on?
You're center square,
Fightful,
man.
Fightful. I came to air my grievances on Sean Ross app. It's Festivus, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hanukkah's over, so it's Festivus season, baby.
Go ahead.
Right. Where do I start? I'm so glad Shazza dragged his ass from pillar to post.
I dragged
It was
your
all
ass to a good
well-deserved.
match. How often do
Oh.
you see that? You cover independent wrestling. How often are you
Yeah.
talking about these slappers that Shaza is having? How many times have you said, damn, you know who got 1.5 million views last week? Shaza McKenzie. The answer is
mean-
0 times.
But Candy
Vince
Corn,
Russo out there.
really?
Vince is out there. Sean wrestling with women. I outdrew via clips any episode of TNA that he ever booked.
Oh my God.
In 1 week.
It's factual.
Bro.
And it wasn't even on my Twitter. It was on Smiley's Twitter.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Mm.
I can't wait for
Well,
TNA to come back. They have that
yeah.
marker to break.
Yes.
I'll be
Speaking
there.
of TNA, I got some grievances to air about them too, but this probably isn't the.
Let's
point.
go.
No,
No, we
let's wait. Give me a few days. Give me
I
at
can't.
least a few days.
Give him a
I
month.
cannot. I know if Joel wasn't here, I'd go all the way in, but Joel's here, so I'm gonna just leave it be.
I got
We got a
to
few-
slow it down. Otherwise, we get in trouble.
We got a few super chats, humper chats. Jorge Saldivar says, do you think AEW will open the entire Revolution arena? Tickets are selling extremely well. Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't typically go to the AEW pay-per-views because there's not a lot of interview access there. And I don't feel like staying up till 6 a.m. covering a Scrum live. But I'm going to that one because of Sting. I've got people locally. I had a friend who got surprised with tickets to Revolution, and his wife had another one of our friends dress up as Sting to do the ticket reveal.
Wow.
That is a
Nice.
real thing that happened. I'm going to try to get permission to post that. But yeah, I think they can do 18,000 for Sting's retirement match. Honestly, I really do. Matthew England says, happy holidays to the Fightful team. Shout out to Fightful MVP CM Punk for exploding business. Listen,
Thank you.
if he's the MVP of Fightful, I don't know what he is for House of Wrestling. I'm Wrestle Purist. Come on now. For Wrestle Purist and House of Wrestling, he's got to be their CFO at that point.
Points are being made for sure.
I love all those guys. I do. Ryan Sullivan says, please make sure Joel and Kate do not see a dime of anyone's money. Jeremy can have their portions. Jeremy, do you have any thoughts on why a thumbs up? We can't even get a verbal confirmation.
Hold on. Do the thumbs up again when you're done typing, you jerk. Can we get there? Can we get there? No, it's
Just
gonna take 20 minutes. There it is.
Dream Ninja said, shout out to Reg for Nigel mentioning the BW 500 during Brian Keith's match last night.
So cool.
Does that mean that I'm going to
Listen.
end up on the list, Reg?
No, 0%. Listen, the game is the game, and I'm running the game. That's all I gotta say.
That is accurate.
I wasn't home last night to tweet to send Reg a text with that one because there's been like 3 or 4 mentions of it across like wrestling shows over the last few months, and I happened to catch the ball and use it. But it's that one.
My wife sends me a text that says, "How did you get Rick Pitino on the stream?"
Wow.
There is a story behind this where my wife, because geographically located, Rick is very close to us. He's like an hour away right now. But my wife has met him because she goes with me to some of the shows that people think that I'm just like sneaking around without my wife and partying at. And I'm telling her the story about Rick Pitino getting kicked out of Louisville for hiring like $50 sex workers for recruits.
Whoa, hold on.
And she's like, "Oh my God, he did not seem like that. He didn't seem like that kind of guy to me. He seemed very nice when I met him at SummerSlam." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? He's not at SummerSlam. Or Rick Pitino was not at SummerSlam at all."
Amazing.
And she was like, "The guy with the glasses." I was like, "That's Rick Achino."
Rick is here because we bribed him with sex.
Yes, that's also true. Phil Lindsay,
Hello.
who stands a better chance of coaching in the NBA next year, Rick Pitino or Rick Achino?
Oh, Jesus. Bet on Patino.
Rick Pitino, because he's actually coached any kind of sport, right?
No. No. That man was popping off in Applebee's booths in public. Got his NCAA title vacated. Louisville can go square to hell.
Oh my God. I've heard that story like 6 times now, and I still get tears every time.
I couldn't believe it. It was amazing.
Oh my Lord.
I
Enormous.
guess I got the skull hat memo.
I'm so confused in Canadian. all of the NCAA talk.
Meet Norma says, "Shout out to Fightful. Started watching various British grannies who frequently aggregate Fightful stories. So I went to the source and haven't left. Happy holidays, and Meat appreciates you all." Well, this story involves somebody else who appreciates meat on pizza. MJF was doing an interview with Louis Dangor and Alex McCarthy once upon a time, and he was talking about...
Supposed to beep that name out.
Whatever. Anyway.
Jeremy
Redacted.
Redacted.
And he said something like he was like, "I do interviews with Wrestle Talk and Cultaholic and WrestleMyBritishGranny.com. And I, for 2 years, owned the domain to WrestleMyBritishGranny.com. And it redirected to Fightful. So I finally let that one go. Nicholas says, "Who do you think defeats the main champions in WWE, being Io, Rhea, Roman, Seth? I have Bayley over Io, Liv over Rhea, Punk over Seth, and Cody over Roman." Robert, let's start with you. Like some rapid fires with these.
Becky beats Rhea at Mania. Punk probably beats Seth at Mania. I don't know who beats Io. Maybe she gets by Mania. But if Cody doesn't beat Roman at Mania, I might quit. Like, yeah, it was bad last year. I don't want to do it again.
Rick?
Cody over Roman. I feel like Seth beats Punk and then Damian cashes in. So I'm going to say Damian takes that one. Rhea and Becky are going to fight at Mania, but it makes no sense for Becky to beat Rhea. So Liv makes some sense there, but I honestly don't know. And I do think Bayley will beat Io at this point because it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I think Charlotte being out is going to have a major ripple effect on what happens at Mania.
Reg, I'm sure that Jeremy is still typing his answer, so if you would like to give yours.
Beating Io, I'm gonna go with, that's probably the hardest one for me, honestly, because that women's division over there is pretty open. I think Becky's gonna beat Rhea. I think that Seth is gonna beat Punk at Mania, so Gunther's gonna beat Seth Rollins, and no one in the world is ever going to beat Roman Reigns. Only thing that's going to be beat is Hogan's title reign, because he's going past WrestleMania 40 as the WWE Universal Champion. If you guys don't think that, that's so funny. I'm gonna feel so sorry for you guys WrestleMania night when everyone's crying again for the second year.
You know, you were the only one that predicted it with Cody last year, so I might need to just listen this time around.
Yeah.
This is a Philadelphia crowd. They will riot if Cody loses.
1000%. Yeah.
Phil, what are your thoughts on these?
I love Roman there.
I do think Becky's gonna beat Rhea. I'm not sure on EO. I'm not so sure it's gonna be Bailey. I think Cody's beating Roman. I have to disagree with my co-host. You can't do this to the guy again. You cannot set this guy up for another WrestleMania match and then he loses 2 years in a row. I think that would be a colossal mistake. And I think that Gunther's gonna beat Rollins. I think Punk is probably gonna lose if he gets
still here.
I will be looking like
You're
this
there.
if Cody loses again. This will be me in real life. I think Bailey's going to beat Io. I've got Becky over Rhea. I think Seth beats Punk as like a we're going to humble this guy a little bit type of thing.
Yeah.
And also,
Me too.
look, we've talked about like finishing the story. CM Punk's finishing the story was never winning at WrestleMania.
That's what I
He
said.
wanted
It's the
to
match.
main event WrestleMania.
Right.
And he gets that. And Seth gets what he wants, which is beating CM Punk in a match at WrestleMania and getting to say literally whatever he wants to CM Punk on the microphone, knowing that CM Punk can't do anything about it. Joel, your picks?
Yeah, Cody for Roman. I'm going to say Priest for Seth. I'm going to say Dakota Kai for Io Sky. I think Dakota Kai. I think something's going on there when she comes back that maybe we're not thinking about yet. And you know what? If it goes past Becky, I don't know, man. If Jade really does make that splash and she's ready, Jade Cargill beating Rhea Ripley. That'd be a moment.
Do you guys think that Punk's gonna win the Rumble?
No.
Yes.
I don't.
Luger and Brett. I think they do that for now.
First of all, we
kinda
call that
do.
Rock
leaning
and Big
that way.
Show now.
Rock and Big Show.
Yeah,
With Punk and who?
With
and
Punk
who?
and Cody.
Cody.
And Cody.
gotta be Cody.
Ah,
Punk
yeah.
literally gets to live out his fantasy of just being Brett in every way.
True.
And then
I mean,
Cody gets to actually win the Rumble
Just
again.
do a definitive win, man. Don't
You
do
gotta
that.
you gotta give Cody more adversity. So he's got to win the title. He's got to lose the Rumble and then find a way to earn the title shot at the Elimination Chamber.
There's that too.
Yeah. I think the chance of getting Punk his first Royal Rumble win is a little bit too strong. I think he's going to win. But I do think he's going to lose to Rollins. I don't think you bring two guys in from AEW and then have both of them beat Rollins at WrestleMania. That'd be nuts.
Mike.
I'll be honest, I don't follow WWE too much, so I don't know who all the champions are.
Here you go.
let's see.
There's the quick list.
Okay,
Io, Rhea,
perfect.
Seth, Roman.
Roman Reigns is actually going to absorb all the championships and unify them into one super championship.
Okay,
Which
I
he
can
will
respect that.
Which he's still going to only defend thrice a year and never lose.
That was the meme after WrestleMania 40 when they introduced the World
Yes.
Heavyweight Championship.
Pretty
It's
accurate.
It's going
Caden
to
says
happen
happy
next
ho-
year, 2024.
Caden says happy holidays. Brian Keith. Oh wait, we've got Jeremy still here.
Katana Chance over Rhea. Caden Carter over Io. They love music and colors. Brock over Seth. Here comes the pain. Roman never loses.
They do love music and colors. I watch Raw.
It's true.
How do you think they ingest the? Never mind. Go ahead.
Lots of stuff happens at EDC.
I could see Brock Lesnar beating Cody though. I mean, beating Seth.
Caden says Brian Keith using still tipping was fire. The explicit version at that. Yes. I love it. But I mean, the reaction was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, that was cool.
Really
Taylor
smart
says-
doing that in Texas, you know.
Yeah. Taylor says, happy holidays, Fightful team. Thanks for the entertainment. What would you say the biggest news story is this year? Shaza McKenzie's ass shatters Sean Ross Sapp's kneecap. Maybe that one. I mean,
Sean Ross Sapp
WWE
knocked over his monitor on Indeed with Mike and Reg.
Oh, brother. I would personally, I would say probably the WWE acquisition
Yes,
with TKO.
Totally.
But what got more attention than that was when they didn't get sold to Saudi Arabia. That was a lot. Robert, you've done an awful lot of work for us this year. Were there any other ones, or maybe that just weren't those?
I think it's that Tony Khan actually fired CM Punk because I don't think anybody saw that coming.
It's kind of
And
a big
pretty
one.
good.
That was
Rick?
a big day, an emotional one all the way around too.
Rick.
Eh,
Yeah, I mean,
Been
you
so
could just
much-
go down the line. CM Punk fighting a guy. Jeremy could say CM Punk going to WWE. Like it could just be all that.
CM Punk going back to WWE seems more improbable than WWE being sold to a company, honestly, for me. So I'm going to go
Fair.
Punk returning to WWE.
Jeremy.
Steve Macklin wanting to kick the shit out of Joel Pearl.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Same.
That's fair. Macklin does text me on occasion about wanting to beat up Joel Pearl.
Listen, if he can drag his ass, get himself booked in Las Vegas, then we can talk. But for now, he couldn't even show up in Toronto last weekend. So who's fighting who?
Reg, is there anything in particular that you guys have covered on Grapsity besides Will being an absolute sellout? That was a big news story this year that specifically hit with the audience that you guys can find every Saturday afternoon here on Fightful with
Boom,
Grapsity.
boom. Yeah, no, whoever said that, sent in that super chat about CM Punk being Fightful's everything. Yeah, it has to be something surrounding CM Punk because every time we have a show and there's a CM Punk thumbnail or a CM Punk something, the numbers go all the way up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Rich. CM Punk going back to WWE is still, I still watch it and I'm like, I don't think this is real. You guys like,
Yeah.
somebody's superimposed my TV. Like it still feels weird. So yeah, Punk going back to WWE.
People just line up outside of Phil Lindsay's house to ask him questions about this. They're like, geographical location, let's go. Phil, what about you? Any particular big stories of the year?
Yeah, it had to be Punk going back to WWE. Punk going back to WWE was such a big deal that Eric Bischoff has just like completely changed his mind about everything about this guy. We've seen a guy that a few months ago said that this guy was a complete problem and he was never going to work, and now he's changed his entire YouTube channel around to only cover CM Punk, and he's making all these clicks. I'm not talking about anybody in specific. Don't pay attention to me.
I wonder who. Joel Pearl, if you say anything besides TNA becoming TNA again, you're worthless.
It's a toss-up. It's a three-way tie. Yeah, we got Punk, but then the other one is TNA becoming TNA again. That's a big deal. And the third one is, well, you can't spell cocaine without NWA.
Yeah.
Then that's a big
Or SRS.
Well, that's a different line. But yeah, those are the three big ones of the year.
Okay, there we go. Mike, Mike doesn't even know that WWE got sold or that CM Punk came back to the company.
No, I live under a rock. Yeah. I'll go something from like independent wrestling. Kind of throwback to beginning of the year was when they started making like GCW collective announcements and they announced Kota Ibushi for the collective this year. That generally kind of broke the internet for a moment.
Any bold 2024 predictions? Well, Denise and I did a full show about bold 2024 predictions. My bold prediction is that TNA gets sold. That's mine.
Thanks for taking mine.
No, there you go. I got two answers out of that.
Yep.
What, Jeremy? What do you want?
Kazuchika Okada wrestles Joey Janela.
I believe that.
Janela.
All right, Joey
believe that.
Janela. A favorite. I've main evented a show with Joey Janela before.
We've interviewed Bruce Hart before.
Oh, man. Let's see here. We've got Matt saying, happy holidays, everyone at Fightful. Thank you for the entertainment you provide. Well, thank you so much, Matt. Again, guys, all these super chats and humper chats go directly to our staff and not to this guy. I am Crush says, happy holidays. Love that Fightful. Love for or thank you all for all the hard work. Watch and cover some more Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Hey, listen, if somebody wants to get on that beat for us, by all means, have at it because they do a great job.
Yeah, I gotta start watching them. They do some really cool stuff, and it feels special.
Yeah, they cultivate a really, really great community as well.
They should start giving us their talent for In the Weeds.
I would love that.
We would like that very much.
There might be a podcast that does talk about independent wrestling on one of these
Maybe.
Fightful channels.
There might be two. There's Indeed and The Weekender, for the love of God. We got two of them.
Exactly.
Sean, what the hell happened to my Dallas Cowboys? They're bitch made.
They played on the road.
Matt Reichel says, much love to all the Fightful family and happy holidays. My favorite interviews of the year were ones with Steve Macklin and Deanna Purrazzo. Well, Matt, are you in luck? Christmas week on Fightful, I will have Deanna Purrazzo's last interview as an Impact contracted talent. We're going to talk free agency. And then ahead of Hard to Kill next month, we have Steve Macklin as well. You get early notes of those on FightfulSelect.com. That's the most direct way to support us.
Steve Macklin wanting to kick the shit out of Joel Pearl.
Rex Beck, Sasha beats Io. I don't know about that one yet, but I wouldn't rule it out. God, this thing is hot. I can't handle it.
Yeah, you got to cut off the beard portion.
Can't handle it. CO says, I'll offset Ryan Sullivan's no money for Joel and Kate with this for Joel and Kate. Alex, it's okay for everybody. Love the Fightful crew, even Sean sometimes.
Wow. Backhanded. Slice.
So do we
AJ
think Global
says-
Force is coming back next year or what?
I mean,
I don't thi-
you got
hear
enough
me
titles in ROH, you can do a GFW rebrand.
That's a bold prediction from me. I don't think Global Force Wrestling has run their last show ever.
I believe it.
Because the minute Jeff Jarrett leaves AEW,
You don't think
That
that
will
man
get
hasn't been pitching to do a co-branded Ring of Honor and GFW show? Come on.
of course. AJ Riddell says, Merry Christmas. All at Fightful do incredible work. My opinion on Mania before Punk, I would have had Gunther win the Rumble, Cody wins the Chamber, and both want Roman 3-way with even Gunther going in as IC champ. I think that Gunther raises the profile of the IC title, and it is his title. He has made that title. And to me, when people say, who should beat him? I say TBD. Until a guy comes along that makes you go, oh, well, he needs to beat Gunther for that title, I don't think you should. Phil, is there anybody that you look at as even a possibility? I know a lot of people have said Gable, but is anybody standing out to you?
I still think it's Gable. I think Gable's the only guy so far that we want the actual rematch. There's actual story there. I think it has to be Gable.
He's so likable too. What, Jeremy? What?
Bad Bunny.
That one, yeah.
Chris Moore says there's going to be a fan fest around Revolution and Sting's last match. I don't know. I mean, this was not the original plan for the venue even. They were going to run like Kansas City or something like that. And then when Sting's retirement became a thing, they switched it to Greensboro. So I don't know if they've got a fan fest planned per se. It wouldn't surprise me. And honestly, if I'm AEW, I try to do one. If you've got Ric Flair and Sting under contract, do a damn fan fest and get some North Carolina legends in there. Get Ricky Morton in there to tell Jeremy Lambert off. Like, do more of that.
Hold on. Can we go back to the Gunther thing for a second?
I guess.
I mean, big Bronson Reed is right there, ready
Sure.
for a big sandwich and a big title win. Give that man
Yeah,
the
he's
Intercontinental
beaten.
championship.
He's beaten Nathan Frazier in a minute and a half on WWE Speed.
Good. Give him all the speed.
Happy holidays. In the words of Seth Rollins, I hate football. Well, Connor, I hate football as well, especially the Bears losing to the Browns because the Bengals needed all the help they could get.
Moni, you can't catch a ball, bro. Like, what's going on, man? The ball was
It
in
was
your hands.
right there.
It's in your hands, bro. What is going on?
In his hands. How is Joe Flacco going to throw 732 picks in a game and still, well, listen, he's going to do it against the Bengals too. He's going to throw 3 interceptions and 350 yards. It will happen.
Hopefully Cam
Just
Taylor
can't
brings
believe
back for that game.
Yeah. Yeah, that pick from BJ Hill yesterday, though, was ridiculous.
Big Boy's got hands. I was talking to him about that in the locker room just past weekend. Like, Big Boy's got hands. He
Unreal.
wants snaps on offense.
0 interceptions in the regular season his entire career before last week, and now he's got 2. He did have one in the playoffs, though.
AFC
Matt
champion.
James says, happy holidays, everyone at Fightful. Grateful for the work and entertainment you all provide. We're always talking about potential matches. With Mania turning 40 this year, what celebrity guest do you think we'll see? Jeremy? Do you still have it queued up?
No.
Bad Bunny.
There we go.
I personally think
ahead,
it's going to
Bill.
be Bow Wow. Bow Wow's going to come and finish the story with Jade Cargill.
Let's
that
go.
We did not get an
Yes,
AEW.
please.
Let's go.
He's going
And
to
that's
follow
gonna
her to
set-
WWE.
I think we could see Jake Paul, but knowing WWE, I think we might see Draymond Green.
Would anybody put it past WWE to bring Sly Stallone in to do a Rocky kind of thing?
Maybe in the cold
Fair.
open. Maybe have him
Fair.
narrate the cold open.
Middle
Yeah.
of NBA season.
Then again, I don't know if you want to hear. We're back in 1985. Sorry.
Middle of NBA season, not for Draymond Green.
I was gonna say he's still gonna be suspended.
Not for that guy. It's not.
You can always pull the
DJ
Rodman
Cass
trick.
says, yeah, 2023, the year in wrestling where you never say never. God bless you guys. Keep up the good work. So I thought that 2021 was crazy because of the Punk stuff. I was like, man, biggest year I've ever covered after, all the pandemic stuff. Then 2022 happened, and I said, biggest year I've ever covered. Then it got crazier. The CM Punk stuff, the fight, him going back to WWE, the sale. I'm like, man, maybe this is the biggest year ever. And then I look at free agency next year, and I'm like, well, maybe that will be the one. Maybe they're just going to one-up it. Maybe. Royal Rumble 2024 main event, Roman Randy for the Universal title. Going with Randy. It's been a long time since he's been champ. I don't think there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
chance
Roman
in
Reigns is
hell.
going to lose
Buddy.
the title at the Royal Rumble. I promise. That's happening.
Buddy, I got some bad news for you.
Andrew, let me tell you, our bet online betting odds are not going to be anywhere near picking Randy Orton. I would set him at about plus 7,000
Yeah.
on that betting line. Jay
Randy
Miller
Orton's gonna
says
be in a
enjoy.
triple threat with LA Knight and AJ Styles. That's gonna be your freaking match at WrestleMania.
Jay Miller says enjoy watching SRS on the Raw post show, and then he ended the super chat. He didn't say anything. He said Joel and Jeremy in the weeds, Rick and SP3 on Wrestle Binge, and
Redacted.
Phil on Graphs. He didn't say Reg though.
He's not in the stream. I guess he left
I'm
him off
here.
because he's not in the stream. Shame, man.
I'm here.
Oh
too,
my God.
So host of Grapsody, Phil Lind.
There you go. There you go. Between Vince and Punk, Fightful was eating good this year. I mean, I'll tell you, since I got ownership, I saw how bad we were in the red for years before, like the last 2 years. So Jimmy's not starving now. At least there's that. It was bad for a few years. Where do you think Raw will air in October 24th? Probably somewhere in America.
Yes. I'm going to guess Amazon. I'm going to say they cover all their bases and they run on Amazon.
I'll tell you one of the reasons I think Amazon is a brilliant idea for Amazon. Well, they've got an NFL audience, obviously, which is great. But the wrestling audience is unlike almost any audience. There's a very huge portion of wrestling fans that only watch wrestling. But also for Amazon, you're not just paying for that show and the ads that you're going to get from it. But I mean, then everybody becomes a member of Prime, and then they're spending money on Amazon Prime, and specifically on a bunch of products that Amazon themselves create, and they'll probably do it for years and years to come. So I think that's a beneficial aspect of that. Orion Ben says, I'll be out when you guys are doing the holiday stream, but wanted to say this is probably my hardest year of my life. But I had all you folks at Fightful to keep me entertained and bring rationality to life through conversation. Thank you all. Happy holidays. Hey, you guys that watch this show and some of the people on this stream have gotten me through some very tough times myself. Like I've been very open about that, and that's the kind of community we want to cultivate and have here at Fightful, are people that lift each other up, of whom includes this fella, Rob Wilkins. Stop saying, are you at a WWE live event right now?
Yeah, I am.
Get some of that footage. There we go. Get us some scoops.
All right, I can't hear a thing, so I'm just waiting to say bye.
We love Rob. Rob, thank you so much. Wonderful guy. If there's a couple people that make my life easier, Rob Wilkins is certainly one of them. Blind Wolf says, "What a week it's been for AEW." Yeah, I mean, I liked the ROH Final Battle show as well, and I thought Collision. I think after this week, I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, maybe Tony doesn't want to put a lot of women's segments on Wednesdays. I thought it worked out pretty damn well last night. I don't know what you guys think. Just all talk at once.
I haven't had a chance.
Nobody top 5. Go to hell.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
You know what though? Collision.
Wait, don't you host a show about Collision?
I could, yes, when I'm available. I wasn't available last night. I'm sorry.
Collision has been fine. It hasn't reached the Punk era for me, but it's still my favorite show to cover, and I cover all of them, including NWA. So there's that. Ring of Honor could have been shorter, personally, but I really enjoyed the show and everything they're doing with the women.
You enjoy covering NWA? Is that what you said?
No, I said the opposite.
Okay.
Z Gamer says 2023 was a good year, but losing Bray overshadowed it. That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal and heartbreaking. And of course, we still send our love to the family, friends, fans of Bray Wyatt. Matthew England says, since I got ownership, is SRS confirming he got a stake in Fightful? I got a stake like 2 years ago, I think. It doesn't really mean anything. I don't get a percentage per se, but I got a little bit of ownership now, which is nice. Simon Renshaw says, happy holidays to everyone at Fightful. And just because I'm reading this Humper chat again, even though we read it earlier, someone said, thank you for playing. You know it's all about. But
it is.
You're welcome. You're
really
welcome
is.
for that. Auntie says, hey, y'all. Been a huge part of my 2023. Every day of the week, my fiance and I have some stream or an interview on as we relax. The work you all do is such quality. You're amazing. Thank you for your hard work. Proud of your work. Auntie is always so cool to everybody at Fightful, especially on Twitter. Man, she throws some headbutts, some big knees, some elbows to trolls on Twitter all day, and for that I respect you, Auntie. Mike the Jeweler says, thank you to the whole Fightful and Fightful Overbook team, all the people working on the back end, keeping the news and entertainment going through the year. Why is it when Roman comes back, they call it a return?
Because every week we end up doing the article. They know what they're doing, and they get it out of us. It's like, Roman Reigns is back. He's returned again after 2 weeks.
It's a fair point. Mike the Jeweler also says, Sean Ross Sapp, what's up, bro? Hope all is well with the fam. First and foremost, got a few questions. I'll break it down. Is the apron actually the hardest part of the ring? Yes, it is actually the hardest part of the ring. Thoughts on the ROH pay-per-view? I enjoyed it. I agree with it was a little bit too long, but Tony loves his long shows. Thoughts on Collision? I loved Collision this week. I thought it kicked ass. Jeremy?
It was a tremendous show. One of the best Collision episodes ever. It was a great night of wrestling, and it's been a great week of wrestling for Ian and Roman. Really a great year for us.
Look forward to In the Weeds tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fightful Overbooked, when Jeremy Lambert will be reprising this gimmick and driving me insane.
And he also asked for an update on AEW and money. So a thing that a lot of people, especially dipshits on Twitter, forget is Tony Khan and his father effectively deem what they consider success, whether it be making $100 million or losing $20 or losing $40 million. They don't need the money. So if Tony Khan looks at this and he goes, I consider this a success, I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of my life. Well, guess what? That's a success to them. WWE is different. They're answering to stockholders, shareholders. So there are a completely different group of people that dictate success. Financial success, however, if AEW gets a new TV deal, they will be profitable.
They meant literal money. They did not mean Mercedes money.
Maybe it said money. It said money with two Y's.
Oh,
Maybe they're asking about Shane. Any news on Shane going to AEW?
A couple of years ago, I would have believed it because Vince McMahon, after the Royal Rumble, said, and I quote, "He will never get another pop as long as I am in control." And then
And then he lost control.
He lost control.
Then he lost control, but then came back, and then Shane blew his knee out.
I was gonna say he got 2 pops at Mania.
He got a lot of pops
coming out of the crowd, and then he popped his knee.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god.
Damn it.
The ring post is the hardest part of the ring. That's a fairly
Shout out to AEW, who spent a good solid 3 months telling you that the difference between their ring posts and other companies' ring posts is that their ring posts were squared off, whereas everyone else's was rounded. Therefore, their ring posts were more hardcore.
Specifically, Jericho yelling at it every Friday.
That sounds like every Friday.
Check corners.
Marcus says, where do you guys think Camille goes after her NWA contract expires?
WWE, she wants to go. She said as much. So I think she's going.
I wonder if they're...
Just huh?
Go on.
I think she's great. I think she'd fit there. Sorry, go ahead. Impact? Yeah, I think she'd be great there too.
Well, they got to maybe fill the void.
And that's a big void. Deanna's leaving a big void behind. What show has everyone's favorite TV set? Family Matters.
It's none of the wrestling stages this year have been any of my favorites. They're all pretty standard and lame.
I would sincerely love to see a wrestling match on like the Step by Step or Family Matters sets. Because I'm so familiar with them, I'm like, give me a street fight on one of those sets.
Oh.
I want to see somebody go through the window on Friends. I want it. I need it.
Full House.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Need it badly.
That'd be awesome.
But what show has everyone else's favorite TV set? They're all fairly generic now.
Yeah, I don't. AEW getting rid of the sets. Was that this year or last year? Either way, I think it was one of their worst decisions. I really like the old sets.
The SmackDown Fist or the big oval was my favorite personally.
Oh man, 2019 Monday Night Raw with the skateboard ramp. Let's go. The LED skateboard ramp.
Oh boy.
Give me the old school Halloween Havoc with the big blow up pumpkin.
Oh yeah.
I think Collision has the best TV set at the moment.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, Kate would
gotta
text
agree.
me every single week for the first 3 months of the show just to tell me how much she loves the Collision sets.
Shout out to Clown in the chat because I didn't think anybody else would say the basement in that 70s show.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we got here? We got DJ Cass saying, here's some more money for all you lovely people. As of right now, is Jay Uso more... I don't know what you mean by this. More,
I think more over, maybe more
over than Jimmy.
I mean,
Yeah,
by a mile. They have completely obliterated Jimmy Uso's credibility. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeet.
He was there for 5 seconds, and now he's not.
Ben,
I don't think he's ever supposed to be credible. I think he's supposed to be an obnoxious heel that loses all the time. I think that's just what they're doing with Jimmy.
Ned Flanders says, happy holidays, everyone. Or
an
happy
imposter. They're not
holidays,
diddlies.
everyone.
You too, neighborino.
Guys, get your super chats. Get your humper chats in. We greatly appreciate when you guys do that. Just like we appreciate when you get your penis hard with Blue Chew. Hello. Do you have a limp penis? A difficulty getting it erect? Boy, do I have a product for you. BlueChew.com and the code Fightful will help fix that. Blue Chew has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. But they work a lot faster because it's a chewable. It's also much more affordable. Use that promo code Fightful. Get your first shipment free. Just pay $5 shipping. One of the best parts, it's discreet. No awkward in-person doctor's visits. You don't have to go to the pharmacy. It's shipped straight to your door when approved by an online physician. You want to check this out. It will help you. It is a good product. It will make your sex life better. BlueChew.com and the code Fightful. Best in the business right there.
Wow, I'm so hard after that. Anybody else?
No, I think I need some
That's
blue
not
chips.
supposed to do it for you. You're supposed to need you need a completely different product if that's the case. If that's the case. Bridget Hewlett says, is Danhausen going to play a bigger role next year? Well, I think he's going to have to play a bigger role this year or next year than he did this year. And one of the things that Danhausen had communicated to me in April was he didn't want to be on TV while injured again. He didn't want to be the guy that did that all the time. He's perpetually over in whatever he does. And sometimes that can be a gift and a curse, because sometimes they'll just be like, well, you can do whatever because it's going to get over. But I think that he probably knows his role there. But I think there also is a place in the future for like the exceptionally evil version of Danhausen, where almost like Evil Doink in a way, where his shenanigans are not fun whatsoever. They're actually very demented and hurt people. So I think that could be down the line, especially with you got a guy like Brody King emerging as like the singles guy out of House of Black, and there have been some connections there as well. I think we could see that. Anybody have any ideas as to what could make Danhausen sort of step up in 2024 from a booking perspective?
I'll tell you what, I'm sure he had at one point a solid role on Collision planned as CM Punk's court gesture, but that's not happening. So I imagine he's pitching a lot of ideas. I think eventually he'll just be, feuding with Cassidy. I think he's always going to be destined to just fill a comedy role. I don't know if a heel turn would help that.
We've got. Go ahead.
I like the notion of just like him and Brody King, and like just put all the guys who are into hardcore together.
House of Danhausen.
Give the hardcore kids a stable for just like 10 minutes. That's all I need.
What do you call them?
I don't know.
We have Bobcat Face saying, thank you all for all you do. Fightful podcasts have really cheered me up through some rough patches this year. Now the question, partner, promo, or punch in the face?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Santa Claus.
What are you doing? This is my bit.
Well, it's Santa Claus, the Grinch, and Frosty. I like this. I'll start off. I'll cut a promo. Is it who we cut a promo on?
Okay, so you partner with one of them in a tag team match. You go one-on-one, you punch him in the face. That's a singles match. Your promo is you're going to do a promo battle with them in the ring.
Oh, easy. Easy. Tag team partner, the Grinch. He's ruthless. He's got my back. Punch in the face, Santa, for sure. His cardio is horrible. He's got to get toted around by reindeers. Promo, Frosty. He's a snowman. He will literally melt under the bright lights. That's who I pick. How about you guys? We can start with Phil.
Uh,
I can tell he was watching that like, oh, I've got my ideas.
I'm gonna partner with Santa. I'm gonna punch Grinch in the face because, of course, why are you stealing Christmas from white people? What's wrong with you?
True baby face. It looks green to me.
I mean, I know that the Jim Carrey movie wants us to believe that the Whoville people wronged him and that's why he did it, but no, man, you can't steal Christmas for white people. You can't do that. Christians have been telling us for the longest that there's a war against Christmas, and I cannot side with you, Grinch, against white people and enjoying Christmas. So I have to punch you in the face. So I guess Frosty Snowman is getting his promo because he is a literal snowman and he cannot talk back.
That's not. He's got the hat.
He's got the hat, which is why I'm punching him in the face, because I punch him in the face, his head falls off, and then the hat falls off, and then Frosty is dead. So that's it. I'm punching Frosty. I am tag teaming with the Grinch for obvious reasons, because yes, he is ruthless. And if you think about the basis of that story, he doesn't hate Christmas, he hates people, and that is something that I can get behind. And then it's going to be me and Santa throwing down on the microphone.
This has me wanting to do a full like Christmas movie wrestling card. And like, it's very clear that the Sticky and Wet Bandits can't get it done as a tag team. Like, it's very clear. So I think they would bring in the villain from Friday After Next to be their trios partner. You bring him in. He's been stealing Christmas as well. He knows a few tricks. He got away.
You're talking about Ricky
you
Smiley?
haven't seen RoboCop, but you've seen Friday After Next.
But wait, Ricky
He's a
Smiley
man of
didn't get away?
culture, Rick.
Is it Ricky? Was that Ricky Smiley?
Yeah, Ricky Smiley didn't get away at the end of Friday After Next. He's
At
tied
first,
to the tree.
no. He got away longer than they did, I think.
He did. He got away with robbing them in an alley. He robbed them at the beginning of the movie.
He did. That's a good trios right there, though. I like that. And they could face the three friends from, what was it, night before? It was Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That is a trios match right there.
Give me Harold Kumar and the Waffle Bot.
Ooh. Where does Neil Patrick Harris fit into all of this?
Yeah, you could do. Okay, fine. Then Wafflebot can be the manager on the end, and NPH can be the third partner.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas have to be in there.
Yeah, I don't like the inference, by the way, that he's seen Friday After Next before RoboCop, because Friday After Next is a quality movie.
I've seen it too. I saw it in theaters. I'm just surprised he hadn't seen RoboCop, but he saw that. I'm just saying, I'm surprised.
Ooh.
Okay,
You know what?
Friday's a better trilogy than RoboCop.
Oh well, yeah. Anything after one was crap.
I've got an underrated double turn match for the Christmas card. The Grinch versus Dusty Dinkelman from Just Friends. Chris Klein's character. He came out there with his little guitar, singing to Amy Smart, and then he was a heel the whole time. Nope, double turn right there. I want to hear what everybody else's Christmas wrestling cards would be, but Adrian says, just watch the trios match from Rampage. Do you think Top Flight take the AEW trios belt? Holy shit, that match was insane. That match was exactly what I think that division should be. Robert?
Yeah, they should take the belts from them, but just because they should doesn't mean they will. That's unfortunate because that's exactly what the division should be. And that match was really good. Shame on them for counter-programming themselves with the other six-man at Final Battle.
It was just unbelievable. Like, that's the most I have cared about Action Andretti since he beat Chris Jericho, was this past Friday on Rampage.
And it only took them one full calendar year to get there.
Nah, man, he just slid in next to Darius as slotted in light-skinned guy, and it worked.
We can file this one under the Phil was right column. He meant Mercedes Moné and AEW. What happened there? The last I heard, they were supposed to work together as of August, and it just isn't happening. And I've heard that the terms are not close right now, or weren't as of like 3 weeks ago when I asked. Unfortunately, I would love to see that. I think that would force a lot of hands there.
Bump, bump, money.
There you go. DJ Cass says, yes, I do believe Jay is more over than Jimmy. Just don't know as of right now. I want to see Jimmy versus Jay at Mania. Yeah, I think they're doing that match. I think they'll absolutely do that match. You gotta, after all the investment put in, you do it. Do you think they give Jimmy the nod there somehow as like a, here you go, Jimmy? Even
That
though
would be
Jay
a
is very,
terrible move.
I think so too, because I think Jay is very clearly a top guy on Raw.
You've got a few
Neither
months
one
to
of-
tell the story, though. You've got
Yeah.
some time, and some beats can definitely form up to get Jimmy over. Jimmy's become a great actor in his own right. The way that he's just, again, this past Friday on SmackDown, I think the way that he played off of Roman was really good. He's just being a smarmy jackass. It's good stuff, but there's time between now and Mania for the Jay and Jimmy match.
He's just going to eliminate him from the Rumble, and they're going to cut promos back and forth for 8 weeks.
Yeah, but they can't be on each other's brand because the brand split is super rough.
Kim Gray says, for the Fightful holiday stream tonight, funny how a bunch of YouTubers can feel like family, but y'all are like the cousins. Most of the family doesn't claim. Damn.
Accurate.
Also true. Says, thank you for the smiles, laughs, and puns. Merry
went
Christmas
south
from
so
me and my
fast.
son. Kim is also so wonderful to us on all these streams. Kim, I hope you have a happy holidays. We always love seeing you here, and you're just wonderful. Jordan Cooper says, in the festive spirit of Fight or Sour Graps, here's some bad Hanukkah wrestling puns. Don't care if they just pop Joel Pearl.
Let's go.
Joel, you're going to need to pronounce these. I'm putting them in the private chat.
Are they on Humper Chat?
Yeah, there you go.
I just pulled it up myself, but okay, let's go. All right, we've got Gelt and Benjamin, because Gelt is the chocolate coins. There you go. I'm going to explain these two. Let's really screw this
Okay.
up. Pat Maccabee, I mean, that's the Maccabees or the soldiers from the story of Hanukkah. Scott Hallel, that one's a little too inside. Sonny Latkes, okay, that's a good one. Latkes being the thing that you eat, right? Hang Menorah Page, because he's like Menorah. Good stuff. I have, what is this? I have a little dreidel. I made it out of Brodus clay.
Throw it out the window.
Oh my god.
He's
If there's one
tired.
thing I know, it's that Brodus Clay wouldn't be cool with that.
You mean he's not tolerant of other culture?
I think not. I think not.
Now I'm going to shut my mouth.
I just want to say this. So I had a person from NWA earlier this year that's like, okay, what's your real problem with Tyrus being the champion? And I said, I should not be able to wrestle a better match than the NWA champion. And to their credit, after the match with Shaza, they said, you were right. And I said, oh, thank you. That's sweet of you.
What do you mean? What is our real problem with him? He sucks. What do you mean?
He
What
sucked.
is your real
Sucked
problem?
you ass. So last year, and I felt almost responsible for it, I asked Billy Corgan in an interview, I was like, man, you're putting over Tyrus a lot. Why do you think of people that give him criticism? And he made it a politics thing. And I'm like, no, that sucks too. But it's because he's not good at wrestling. He's not a good promo. He's not a good guy in the ring. He sucks. And then he got a big world title thing.
I mean, it's the NWA. How big it? And then continue.
Fair. Will says, do y'all think the Matrix movie series is overrated? I love this.
I mean, yeah. The
I haven't
Animatrix was
went
the
back
best
to
thing they
watch
did.
it once. Go ahead. Sorry.
The Animatrix was the best thing they did, but you're right. First movie's fine. The others are not great.
The whole extended car chase in the second one on Expressway is fantastic for what it is, but it's not a very good movie.
I haven't went back to watch them at all. So I haven't watched them since they came out.
You haven't watched 4 yet?
I haven't watched 4 yet.
You should get on that.
Okay. You know what? I feel like at this point, I would need to rewatch the others as well. So maybe I'll do that.
I don't remember
Maybe
anything that happens in 4. I'm just trying to peer
It's
pressure
a
you
lot
to
of,
watch
hey, look,
Okay.
we're Warner Brothers and we own everything. Look at all this property we own. That's the gist of Matrix 4.
We've got Meet Norma saying, here's another small sack of monies for Fightful. Does Charlotte injury factor in a Mercedes plan as the Horsewoman 4-way isn't a possibility? Meet forever. I mean, that does suck. I will always feel like the Horsewoman 4-way is a WrestleMania main event, but there's no reason to do that this year. You could do it next year. I really thought Rhea and Becky were going to main event Mania, but then CM Punk rolled up, and now I'm like, you know what? They could just main event Elimination Chamber in Australia, and that might be important to Rhea as well. I haven't heard of any specific plans with Rhea and WWE as of yet, so I don't think it will affect things. Guys, you can still get in your super chats, get in your humper chat, but I did say that I want at least a discussion of people's favorite Christmas movies on this. And we got some fight cards that are developing from them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested to hear, and we can go around and include one or two that the previous person or persons has not included. Mike, what's yours? If it's some independent film, I will be mad. That is 2 on the nose.
No, it's Elf.
Alf?
Elf.
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 I thought you said Alf.
I'm sorry. Did my Canadian accent ruin this?
Yeah,
It's Elf.
Elf.
Yeah, Elf. Yes. The movie Elf. It's my favorite Christmas movie. Just love it. I don't know. Also, Will Ferrell movies just kind of get me. His humor speaks to me. So,
Joel Pearl, do you have any favorite Hanukkah movies?
Yeah, it's the Hebrew Hammer. Go check that out. Don't watch it with your family, though.
That's what I thought. Okay.
They make a really good. Never mind. Just go watch the movie. It's very funny.
I'm not gonna watch that, Joel.
It's a good movie.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Do I look it up on
That's it.
IMDb in an
Yeah, yeah, it's
incognito
fine.
tab?
What is the rating there on the Hebrew Hammer?
Director's cut or
If it
Wasn't
ain't,
that Goldberg's gimmick in The Longest Yard?
I think Adam. Go watch that. Otherwise, I'm a Jew, a lonely Jew on Christmas.
Jeremy.
Jingle all the way.
The accurate answer, my one contribution to our decorations every year is a Turbo Man doll nestled safely under our tree. That's an easy one. Robert?
Batman Returns does count as a Christmas movie. I'm gonna take it and say, by the way, Michael Keaton's Batman versus Jim Carrey's Grinch, where he's just the Riddler all along. But aside from that, I'm gonna say The Year Without a Santa Claus, the old claymation.
Rick?
Die Hard. The
It's an
Christmas
easy
movie.
one.
Die Hard.
Do you consider Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie as well? Because I do.
I do as well. It's just
They use snowmobiles, for the love of God.
right. Look, at its basic point, Die Hard is about a man who goes to see his estranged wife on Christmas.
I mean, they
share
played
an
the...
embrace at the end. There was some growth there. It's beautiful.
I
It's
mean,
Christmas music. It's
the-
everywhere.
He got put into a Christmas hat with... now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. They played the Run DMC Christmas song. Like, they...
There was red all over that movie.
Yes. It was... Phil?
Christmas Vacation. As far as his Christmas card as well, Turbo Man versus Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, because Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie.
That's a really good one. Ooh, that's like a classic WCW versus WWF dream match right there. I like that one. And there's gonna be outside interference from Sinbad in that. Like,
I was gonna say he should be the
Yeah,
ref.
that's when John Favreau jumps in.
the exploding barbed wire death match is just a package that Sinbad delivers to the ring. Mike, sorry.
I've got one to add to the Christmas card. Tim Allen's Santa Claus versus Billy Bob Thornton's Bad Santa.
Yes.
Oh, wholesome versus yeah, I
We've
like
got
it.
an obvious babyface and heel dynamic too.
I like that. I like that an awful lot. What would be the women's match on there? Listen, I can't remember her name. She was on Broad City, and she was in The Night Before as well. And she was like an amalgamation of all the villains because she was inspired by all the villains. Her against Macaulay Culkin's mom in Home Alone.
Very underrated movie that's available on Netflix now is one that Anna Kendrick did called Noelle. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, by the way, my Christmas movie, probably Home Alone. That's easy one. Just classic. All that good stuff.
surprised no one on the panel said Home Alone like all the way through.
Yeah.
It's like being at a press conference and no one asking about CM Punk.
The
Housekeep's not
documentaries,
here.
the documentaries that they did on Home Alone on Netflix, the movies that made us was
It was fantastic.
incredible. Like they
Spectacular.
show you how they used a gym to recreate that house. It was unbelievable.
My favorite
Ooh, the
story
best-
about Home Alone, by the way, is the fact that Pesci had a hard time not swearing on that movie, so he literally invented his own language so he could swear when he's being blowtorched. I mean, the
Yes.
guy's a genius. Absolute genius.
I don't know. I got older, and at some point, I looked at that house, and I was like, "That house is not in Chicago. I don't care what anybody says. That house does not exist anywhere in Chicago. There's nowhere that house could possibly be in Chicago, Illinois."
I just want to know what his dad did for a living. I mean, damn.
He had Burberry before Max made it cool. Did you ever notice that?
That family has the room to have everybody stay over in there. Okay.
And the funniest thing to me about Home Alone is, at the beginning of this movie, they make Kevin out to be the jerk, but he's right. He's right
He
in
is
both
right.
movies. He's right
Mhm.
in both movies.
Absolutely right.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what I got a problem with, and I've mentioned this before. Kevin is such a little asshole at the end of Home Alone 2. This woman, who is very clearly either homeless or not doing well, he walks up to her. Here are 2 turtle doves. And she's probably looking at him like, bitch, I want a fucking sandwich. And then, as he's yelled at, I bet he's not scared about his dad finding out the room service bill. He's scared that woman's about to hear the room service bill because she's like, you ordered $937 worth of ice cream and you gave me fucking turtle doves?
Tis the
That
season. Tis the season.
That is getting knocked out territory. She's got to sit up there listening to opera and bullshit all night long. And she's just hungry, hanging out with pigeons.
Smells like pigeon
rule.
shit.
Pigeons rule, by the way, but still.
Cabot is especially right at the beginning of Home Alone 2 because his brother picked on him through the entire thing. Everybody in the room saw it. And then when he did something about it, everybody got mad at him.
Yep.
Just gaslit the shit out of him.
So I follow an Instagram called Kids Getting Hurt, and that happens all the time. There's a kid that's bullying some other kid or pushing him around, pushing him on the swing, and the parents are sitting there filming it. And then when kid comes through and then the mom goes, oh no, why'd you do that? Because your kid's an asshole. That's why. Also, I thought of a marquee match for our Christmas card. Buddy the Elf versus Hans Gruber. It's got to happen. Got to happen. I want the most cerebral, diabolical son of a bitch taking on just the most simple opponent possible. That's what I want. Meet Norma says, my indie theater near me is showing Elf, Die Hard, Miracle on 34th Street, and It's a Wonderful Life. I'll skip the last two and watch Bad Santa. Bad Santa is so good. And I'm with you. Screw those last two. I don't need them. I'll take Bad Santa
My
all day.
wife loves It's a Wonderful Life. She watches it every Christmas. I'm like, this is less of a Christmas movie than Die Hard is, and we fight about this all the time.
I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Same.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I don't want to. They can go square to hell. The Kentucky Theater near me, I think, is playing. I guess it's one of the Harry Potter movies. It's considered a Christmas movie. I don't know.
Prisoner of Azkaban. I think that was technically a Christmas movie.
I have a perpetual argument with my wife, and like I get it, but you had to grow up in the era too. I have long considered Toy Story a Christmas movie because there's a Christmas scene at the end of the movie and because it released in the Christmas season of 1995. And if you were around in the Christmas season of 1995, you could not escape it anywhere. Burger King had all the toys. It was just full of every store. But I understand why some people don't. Can you guys just lie and say that you do consider it a Christmas movie to make me feel better?
Yeah, I think that checks out.
Any movie where the timeline of the movie crosses the Christmas season definitively makes it a Christmas movie.
But shouldn't it take place on Christmas to be a Christmas movie? Or
It does.
in the vicinity of Christmas?
It does.
By the end
But
of it,
there's like one scene in the movie that takes place on
it
Christmas.
still counts. It's a
They
scene in
count.
the
Does
movie.
it? I don't think it does.
I will lie and say it is a Christmas movie.
Holds up in court.
Harry
don't
Potter
think it is.
Goblet of Fire is considered a Christmas movie because of the Yule Ball.
But isn't there a Christmas scene?
And the Omelet of Stone.
Yeah, isn't there a
that
Christmas scene in most Harry Potter movies though?
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah,
Yep, they're all Christmas movies.
except for like the last two because all hell was breaking.
Yeah.
loose. They didn't celebrate
Yeah.
holidays.
I don't know what this is. Burgermeister and Meisterburger? What's that from?
That's one of the characters from one of the claymation films. I think it's Santa Claus is coming to town. I could be wrong. I think Yukon.
I know
Cornelius
Yukon
is the same thing.
Cornelius. Oh, I want Burl Ives, the snowman, to just screw up Jack Frost, Michael Keaton's version.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what I want.
Technically,
Ted says
anytime Goldberg and Hogan wrestle, it's a Christmas match. They were both Santa. Santa Sleigh, Santa with muscles. Awful movies. You should watch them.
Stop.
Ooh, you know what? Big Show could fit into there as well as one of the imposter Santas in Jingle All the Way. I'll take him against the guy that's from what's the really violent Christmas movie? It was Violent Night. I think it came out last year.
Yeah.
That was a fun and brutal movie. Absolutely brutal. Will Chisholm says, would you say Trading Places is a Christmas movie? It's a great movie outside the blackface scene. Christmas movie, I've only watched it one time. And it was like 30 years ago. I don't know.
I was confused at first because I was wait, there's blackface in Trading Places. There is blackface in Trading Places.
Is
We
there?
kind of have forgiven it because it's Dan Aykroyd, and because remember he's the
Oh.
Jamaican and he's like doing accent and everything.
You're
definitely
right.
could not make that movie today. Eddie
No.
Murphy calling two guys a couple of F-bombs you cannot say today. Yeah, could not put that movie out today.
Could
That's
not.
my
Absolutely could not.
RoboCop. I actually haven't seen Trading Places. I need to get on that.
It's pretty good.
It's like
Mike,
one of the best Eddie Murphy movies. It's one of the best comedies ever. Get on it. What's wrong with you?
Mike the Jeweler says, Mr. Jamaican Me Crazy Cookie Muffin Phillip is kissing Zaslav's ass to get Raw and WBD. If Raw actually goes to WBD, Punk will be jealous. The jealous ex who got dumped for their toxic behavior and now can't see them win. If it does happen, I would not be shocked. I was told this past week explicitly, no one wrestler will cause that deal to happen. That was explicitly told to me, and I believe the source in that situation. I would expect WWE and WBD to meet. They have an international relationship for WWE on TNT, so it's something that already exists. So I'm not surprised, but I think that AEW renews with them, and I think WWE goes elsewhere. Bear Hudson says, who do you believe has more interest, Mercedes Moné or Kazuchika Okada? Does Mercedes asking price a deal breaker for some companies? Merry Christmas. I believe it might be right now, but I think that Okada probably has more interest because Mercedes has been on the market for a year and a half. Well, no, for about a year. And Okada has not been on the market for years and years and years, like 10 years. So I would say him. Robert, where would you go with this one?
I would definitely say Okada. Mercedes is my favorite women's wrestler of all time, but she has lost some of that steam, so I don't think she's as sought after as she would have been a year ago. And
I don't fear the crew like I do. What's wrong with y'all?
I mean, I had all the clarifiers there. I think Okada.
Yeah, she's
I think
great.
he stays in New Japan, but I would love to see him go elsewhere just for the fun of it.
Anybody else have any thoughts?
I think it depends on who you ask. I think Okada is definitely a niche wrestling crowd get for people, but no, Mercedes is a game changer for people outside of that space. Because I mean, like even people that don't watch wrestling know who she is. So I do think that she's a bigger deal for some people. I do think her asking price might be a deal breaker for some people. We heard things about her asking price before she left WWE, so I'd have to assume it maybe.
We've been joined by our great moderator, the person who usually handles all these super chats, Luis.
Hello, everybody. Hope you are having a wonderful Sunday.
Hello,
The
pal.
wonderful Luis.
Luis.
I mean, my God, Luis is responsible for, quite frankly, streamlining the direction of almost all of our shows. Our attentiveness on the program at hand is just so different under Luis. So we thank you so much. How you feeling?
I am doing very well today. This year has been pretty fun, honestly, with a lot of stuff that has gone on. But yeah, today has been a pretty good day so far.
And usually, like especially at this time of year for what you do with us, which is moderating and handling super chats, humper chats, this is usually the down period.
Yes.
In wrestling. But CM Punk was like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that anymore. How has that changed compared to previous years?
Yes, it's always CM Punk getting crazy within the past 2 years, isn't it? It's first it was Raw Out, now it's his return. And okay, at least we're getting a lot of talking points, which is we're getting a lot of support out of it. So that's always nice, and that's always good. So
these NXT fans have got to cut this out.
Yeah.
I'll take this one over the other one they have.
This is way better than registered Lex offender, but
even Brian Pillman is like, that's not okay to say.
Can we go back for a second to the international television partner? Their pinned tweet is always the best, and this is the one they released at Survivor Series.
Yes.
Oh no!
And that got people
That
feeling a
renders
certain
terrible.
way.
I'll tell you what can have you feel in a certain way. our great sponsor, NordVPN, whether you're in the UK, the US, or Japan. I've often talked about how much of a pay-per-view buyer I am. Take that any way you want it, but I'll tell you how I take it. NordVPN.com/Fightful. Fastest VPN on the planet, global server network, all that good stuff. That's great. But a big reason why I got NordVPN.com/Fightful is all the pay-per-views I buy, all the money we're spending. We're trying to control costs as a company, as a household. You can get those UFC pay-per-views at a fraction of the price you're paying here in America. Plus, you can get all kinds of great content that you wouldn't normally see thanks to those services as well. Shows that are on overseas services, things that you want to watch a little bit early so you get on that UK time and watch them. Being able to change the interfaces of things like the WWE Network. Maybe you don't like Peacock, anything like that. NordVPN.com/Fightful gives you that ability while having the fastest VPN on the planet. Also, you just get so much more out of your internet experience with NordVPN.com/Fightful. Subscribe to Fight and AEW Plus. Watch AEW without commercials. Watch bare knuckle boxing. Watch UFC pay-per-views, boxing pay-per-views at the rates they're getting over in the UK. Change your virtual location with just one click. And hey, if you need any help using it, they got that 24/7 tech support. NordVPN.com/Fightful. Guys, get your super chats, get your humper chats in. We are headed down the home stretch. We thank Rick for joining us earlier, Rob, and of course, Reg. And now we have Cresta.
Heyo.
Everyone, I heard there's some ho jabronis in here. Ho, ho, ho. I'm kidding.
Oh
Hi,
gosh.
Merry Christmas. I'm Krampus. I hate Christmas, so I'm here to jazz it up with you.
You know what? We can accept a Krampus. We need a Fightful Krampus. Denise was the Grinch for a while, so you know what? Cresta being the Krampus works.
I'm more of a New Year's Halloween person, so this is my Santa beard. I will get you nothing but coal.
What do you
Cold
do
and
on New
gold.
Year's? What does Cresta do on New Year's?
Before, it would be blackout drunk, and now it's blackout sleep. I'm old.
So what do you do on Halloween? Do you
Washed.
sleep more?
No, actually, in New York City, there's always a Halloween parade, and I like to go and see people's costumes or some people's lack thereof a costume. It's pretty cool. You guys should come one year.
Is there okay? I know they do the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Do they do Christmas parades there too?
I want to say yes, but I haven't watched those in years. It's like that's a very tourist thing. Sorry,
You
Sean.
need to go there and sabotage it.
I think that's a federal
As
crime, Sean.
No, look, we talked about Jingle All the Way earlier. Sinbad got away with everything.
I'm not Sinbad. I'm Cresta Star.
But
I don't know.
wasn't he like a government employee as well? Because he worked for the post office. So
Yeah, but he had a bomb.
he
The
did have a
bomb blew
I forgot
up.
about that.
In front of cops. He kidnapped a child.
Yo, wait a minute.
What movie is this?
Like, I tried to hit up a lawyer on Twitter, and I'd be like, how much time would he get? And unfortunately, they had not seen it. But yeah, that's something that I think needs to be looked into. He would still be in prison now.
Why does he always get away with everything? Didn't he like commit identity theft in like the movie The House Guest as well?
Yes, he
He
did.
just like just stole someone else's identity. It's fine.
That is also true.
Sinbad,
It's
buddy.
the 90s. It's just a yuck. You didn't mean it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Wag says Frank Cross versus Willie. I don't know who this is.
I don't know who those people are either, but I'm
I
sure they're
guess
lovely.
right.
This has got to be an old movie. It's going to be an old movie, Wags. So, Cresta, Luis, we'll start with Cresta. Are there any Christmas movie dream fights that you have? Like I mentioned Buddy the Elf versus Hans Gruber. I wanted to team up the Wet Bandits with Ricky Smiley from Friday After Next in a trios match against somebody. Cresta, is there anybody in a Christmas movie you want to see fight?
In a fair fight, the Grinch in his prime versus Ebenezer Scrooge in his prime.
So Jim Carrey, or what are we talking here?
Oh
Right.
my God, it would be a Jim Carrey mirror match.
It would be a Jim Carrey mirror match if you think about it. It really would.
Would it be a battle of who's the biggest hater in that case?
Yes.
I mean, maybe, but I think the Grinch would give it up because didn't the Grinch also ruin that whole village? He ruined Christmas for everybody.
Yes.
But here's the thing. At the end, they would shake hands because they learned a lot. They learned a valuable lesson throughout the whole thing. They learned the spirit of Christmas.
And if you want to do a Christmas blood match, Krampus versus the Whirlpool-Tinger. So they have it.
Luis, do you have one?
Well, Santa better not be a bitch and fight Krampus. Why not? Why not? Let's just keep it straight up with that.
And also the Willie mentioned is Willie from Bad Santa, the elf. Listen, I'm taking him.
Santa.
I'm taking him in a lot of fights. Honestly, like he was just there to make his money, and he was going to do it any way possible. So to me, he's a prize fighter. To me, he's showing up to get the winner's purse, and he will do anything, especially if no DQ. Got to go with him.
Yeah, if we're putting Willie against anybody, it has to be Money Mike. What are we doing? That's the matchup.
That's a good one.
Jimmy says, everyone's for Nigel's fight for clam rights, or no. Kate is big time. Kate is a big time clam propagandist.
Nigel McGuinness is a hater. The biggest
Propaganda?
hater.
Thank you.
Oh my
Propaganda.
God.
That's the word it was. Thank you. I'm glad someone went there. I was sitting on it.
Propaganda.
It's propaganda.
Quality.
Propaganda. Guys, we are reaching the end of our stream. We got a couple more super chats, a couple more humper chats, but you have time to get them in. We've got Wags saying Frank Cross Murray. Bill Murray, Elliot Loudermilk, Bobcat from Scrooged, Willie from Bad Santa. Yeah. I think that Willie wins that. I think that Willie absolutely wins that. Mike the Jeweler says, was Brian's eye injury overplayed in AEW? Because how can they clear him if the eye keeps bleeding every match? That's part of the work, at least the first bleeding. I don't know about recently, but
He threatened to fine Tony if he kept him from the tournament. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
he could not fly to WrestleCade because of pressure on his eye. So a couple of the bookings were driving distance. But
imagine thinking Bryan Danielson ain't the fucking GOAT.
I don't think they overplayed it. I think, if anything, they underplayed it because it's Bryan Danielson. They wanted him to do that tournament, and that's Bryan Danielson. And Mike the Jeweler, who has been super generous to us today and every day, says, Mr. Luis, the man behind the chats. Everyone have a great holiday. And he always slips in some weird dig at CM Punk.
Now?
He said, lastly, fuck cranky Philly. I can't even. He's just thinking of stuff. Marcus Ryan, thank you for joining. We've been putting up some of our interviews early access for members of Fightful. But you know what? We got a guy who is here on Fightful every week by the name of Mike. He's here with Reg. Tell them about Indeed before we go.
Every Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Time, Fightful Overbooked. Reg and I talk to basically anybody and everybody that's involved in independent wrestling in any way, shape, or form. This week, we unfortunately have to talk to Hayden Backlund. But, any other week, it's a pretty good time. Like the week after that, Mike Roch is with us from Interspecies Wrestling. Effie's coming up in January. Veda Scott. Mason and Mansoor. Yeah. Wednesdays, Fightful Overbooked, 6:00. Good times.
Wrestling Rambles, which is Happy Holidays. If you guys haven't checked out her watch along, she is just so wonderful, so likable, has a great personality. Got to meet her briefly at, I can't remember what show it was in St. Louis. It was the Rumble. There you go. But her channel is wonderful. Rambles is incredible. Tim says, Happy Holidays, everyone. Well, thank you so much. And Wag says, Merry Christmas, Fightful. Love you all. Well, that certainly doesn't include Joel Pearl. Joel, you and Jeremy do shows on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I assume Jeremy is typing something, but Joel, tell us what you got.
Fightful Overbooked is where you want to go. YouTube.com/Fightful Overbooked. We drop content daily, including In the Weeds with myself and Jeremy Lambert every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern till noon. We talk wrestling. We have a guest. We have a guest joining us tomorrow morning. Well, around 11 a.m. and we'll have a little announcement with them. So join us for that. And then Wednesday, I can already tell you we are scheduled to have Missa Kate join us. You may know her from NWA. She is going to be with us as well, scheduled for Wednesday. So come and join us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays over on Fightful Overbooked. And of course, we again drop content every day, so you got to do that. And myself and Cresta Star, we do the soon-to-be TNA post show here on Fightful, the main channel. That's Thursdays after Ring of Honor.
Luis Veal says for Lambs, and Mike says yes, Jeremy. I know Brian is the GOAT. Jeremy, do you have your thing typed out? You want to go around? Okay. Luis, you are here like almost every damn night of the week at this point. Tell them what you do.
Yeah, yes, you can follow me on Twitter at the Luis Pulido. Then you can check me out on the Fightful website, writing articles for the results of the grand majority of some of the shows, including CMLL broadcasts, which are including Andrade's without rules. And you can also check me out almost every day of the week here, moderating almost the majority of the podcast. So check us out on that.
If you've ever seen an article in which has a translation or anything like that from Spanish, Luis is always responsible for that. Really helps our coverage just a ton and has transformed a lot of our shows. Robert, you do a little bit of everything. You are a little bit of everywhere. You'll pop up on podcasts. You're doing a lot of articles for us, obviously.
Yeah, you can follow me everywhere at Dude Felice. And I am here every single day of the week doing something at Fightful, whether it's results, articles. I'll pop up on a stream like this. But I will say, Luis has done great work this year, not just with the comments, but so much stuff on the news front. Jeremy's the man. Everybody here is literally the best at what they do. And I happen to be the Miz of Fightful and just happen to stay here and never go away.
Come on, Robert.
So,
But listen,
I'll take it.
Once a year you get on this Christmas stream and you cut a fiery promo and everybody's like, maybe he's good.
And that's all I need.
Hey.
Cresta, you are on 2 shows a week at Fightful, but you are a multi-platform superstar. Maybe tell them where they can find you.
Every Mondays and Wednesdays, you can find me over on Twitch or TikTok at Cresta Star. We watch Raw and AEW Dynamite together. I can't show it to you because the DMCA box will get me, and that's not cool. Thursdays, I'm here with Joe Pearl. We talk about Impact, soon to be TNA. Saturdays, I'm on Collision with the Colliders. It'll just be me for the rest of the month, I think. Sometimes Rick. Iridian's not here. Sometimes Sean. It's a great time. I love you all. Thank you guys for having me. And also, you guys have been so nice to me in the Fightful family. Thank you for letting me clown around on your television. I mean, your inner tubes.
Well, I mean, one of the places you've been able to clown around is on Grapsity, which is hosted by Phil. You made an appearance there, a couple of appearances there. But Phil is here every Saturday with one of the best wrestling shows on the planet. Phil, tell people what you do there and in general.
In general, I am a troublemaker, I suppose.
That's true.
Likes to try to mind his own business on Twitter, and trouble still kind of seems to find me. I don't know why. I don't know. But you can follow my writing, of course, at Bleacher Report. You can also watch Grapsity every Saturday at noon with I and Righteous Reg and Night Will Washington because he left us in the wind to go and work for some company somewhere. I don't know.
Some t-shirt company.
What a sellout.
I saw he's hanging out with that AEW shill Jesse the Buckeye today too.
Yeah, I seen him. I seen him all of a sudden. He's at a Jaguars game. I was like, "Come on, man."
Guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so much for donating, for supporting our staff and all that stuff. Fightful is still almost completely publicly funded outside of a couple sponsors. We don't really make money off of clicks or anything like that. It's subscriptions, donations, and the like. So thank you all so much. It is not lost on me how fortunate we are to be able to talk about wrestling with you guys and to do it with this type of community that not only is so wonderful, but has our back through so many different things. But thank you guys so much. We are on platforms everywhere, not just YouTube. We are on all audio platforms. We are on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. We are anywhere that you can find us. Kyler, who does an incredible job on our social media end, is at K Sports, and he runs like all of our social media incredibly well and has done that for years and years and years and just does a wonderful job. So big thank you to him. Big thank you to everybody. There were plenty of people who couldn't join today, but Jeremy Lambert could.
Damn.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a tremendous year for Fightful and Fightful Overbooked. We have a great week of In the Weeds coming up. We have breaking news tomorrow on In the Weeds 10 a.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it. A huge announcement. Things are great at Fightful and they are great thanks to our great fans. We couldn't do it without all the great fans of Fightful and Fightful Overbooked. It's been a tremendous run within the Weeds and Spotlight. You don't want to miss In the Weeds tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. We have a very important announcement. Make sure to tune in. It's a great show. We have a lot of great shows. We promise to keep doing great shows for all the fans. Check out Fightful Overbooked. 3 years the bit has lived. A great bit. Tremendous bit.
Hit the
Just
war
like
show
it's
music.
Awesome chant.
Yeah,
Well, you're a troll,
this
bro.
is what I
Give
get
him
to
one.
do.
Not to tell you how to do the bit, but the fact that you didn't go into the complete history of the bit and how it has evolved every year, the feuds that the bit has done the whole time, and then run down the entire rest of your show, missed opportunity. Drew, who is also a part of the Fightful family here, says, thank you all for being the great people you are. Have the happiest holidays possible. Love you all. I hope that Drew is in that invoices chat in which got this link. If not, Drew, I am sorry. But we love you. We appreciate you. Guys, thank you all so much. I am going to refresh these Humper chats one more time.
One more time.
We did get one more from Mike the Jeweler.
At the buzzer.
Did Brian the Goat fine cranky man Phil before they let him go, since he handles the fines? Good night.
He gave him the
did
ultimate
not.
fine.
Yeah, he gave him the ultimate fine. That's fair. That's fair.
The ultimate fine. No, he did not, but he did make one of the lasting decisions.
Oh,
Guys,
what do you
thank
mean?
you
He's
all
cranky.
so much.
He's all about healing now. He was just on
That
TV
is
taking selfies
true.
for HBK.
That is true. Guys, thank you all so much. Until next time,
We're out.